Cerberus, guardian of the underworld. Deep beneath the earth, where sunlight never reaches, stands a gate no mortal was meant to cross. Guarding it is Cerberus, the monstrous hound of Hades. Born from the monstrous union of Typhon and Echidna, Cerberus was no ordinary creature. Ancient poets described him as a colossal dog with 3 heads, each one snarling with hunger, and a mane of living serpents twisting from his neck. His duty was not to chase intruders, but to keep the dead inside, ensuring no soul escaped the realm of the underworld. When Heracles descended during his final labor, he faced not a mindless beast, but a symbol of death's finality. To conquer Cerberus was to confront mortality itself and return alive. That's why even now, the 3-headed guardian remains one of mythology's most haunting warnings. Some doors were never meant to be opened. The Hydra, the immortal serpent. In the swamps of Lerna, where mist crawled above stagnant water, something ancient stirred, a serpent so deadly that even gods avoided its lair. This was the Lernaean Hydra, another child of Typhon and Echidna, and sister to Cerberus. Hercules was sent to slay it as one of his labors, but the Hydra was no ordinary monster. Every time one of its heads was cut off, 2 more would grow in its place, dripping venom strong enough to kill with a single touch. Ancient writers believed the Hydra symbolized the futility of human struggle, that evil once confronted always returns in greater form. Hercules only triumphed by cauterizing each neck with fire, turning persistence into his weapon. When its immortal head was finally buried beneath a mountain, the Hydra became more than myth. It became a warning that some battles can never truly be won. The Chimera, fire of the god's wrath. In the rugged hills of Lycia, shepherds once spoke of a creature that burned the sky red at night. The Chimera, part lion, part goat, part serpent, was said to breathe fire from its throat, scorching the land wherever it roamed. Unlike Cerberus or the Hydra, this beast wasn't a guardian or a trial. It was pure destruction given form. Born from the same monstrous bloodline, the Chimera represented chaos unleashed, a blending of natures that should never coexist. In Hesiod's Theogony, she's described as a thing of immortal make, not human, lion in front, serpent behind, and goat in the middle. The hero Bellerophon was sent to slay her, but he could only succeed by taking to the skies. Mounted on Pegasus, the divine horse. With a spear tipped in lead, he struck her fiery mouth, melting the metal and suffocating the flames. The Chimera's death was a victory over unnatural creation itself, a reminder that even the gods' mistakes can bleed. The Nemean Lion, strength against the divine. Before the Hydra and before Cerberus, there was the Nemean Lion, the very first trial set before Hercules. The beast was said to have fallen from the moon, a divine creature born with a hide no weapon could pierce. It prowled the hills of Nemea, devouring anyone who entered its territory, and leaving behind only silence. Heracles tried every weapon, arrows, sword, spear, but nothing could pierce its golden fur. So he cast them aside, trapped the lion in its cave, and met it with nothing but his hands. The battle was brutal and wordless, ending when Hercules strangled the monster to death, the first proof that even divine obstacles could be overcome through mortal strength alone. From its skin, he made his armor, not out of pride, but as a reminder. Power is earned through endurance, not birthright. Fenrir, the wolf that devours gods. In the frozen silence of the north, prophecy spoke of a wolf destined to bring the gods themselves to ruin. Fenrir, son of Loki, was no mindless monster. From birth, the gods feared him, for every day he grew larger, stronger, and hungrier. When even Odin could no longer look upon him without dread, they forged chains to bind him. The first 2 shattered like thread. Only the third, Gleipnir, woven from 6 impossible things. The sound of a cat's footfall, a woman's beard, the breath of fish, the roots of mountains, the sinews of bears, and the spittle of birds could hold him, but even that was temporary. The prophecy said that on the day of Ragnarok, Fenrir would break free, swallow Odin whole, and fill the sky with his fury. To the Norse, Fenrir was more than a monster. He was inevitability itself, the reminder that even gods cannot chain destiny forever. Jörmungandr, the serpent that encircles the world. Beneath the oceans of Midgard lies a serpent so vast that it wraps around the earth itself, biting its own tail. This is Jörmungandr, the world-serpent, child of Loki and brother to Fenrir. The gods threw him into the sea, believing the depths could contain him, but he grew until his coils encircled the planet, his movements stirring the tides, and his breath poisoning the air. Prophecy says that when Jörmungandr releases his tail, Ragnarok will begin. He will rise from the sea, spewing venom across the world, and face Thor in their destined final battle. They will strike each other down, Thor killing the serpent, only to walk 9 steps before falling to its venom. To the Norse, Jörmungandr was more than a monster. He was the cycle of life and death itself, an endless circle where even gods could drown in their own creation. Yamata no Orochi, the serpent of 8 heads. In the ancient lands of Izumo, long before Japan's emperors ruled, villagers spoke of a river that ran red once a year. From its depths rose Yamata no Orochi, a colossal serpent with 8 heads and 8 tails, its body stretching across 8 valleys. Each year, it demanded a maiden as sacrifice, until the storm god Susanoo descended from the heavens. Disguised as a mortal, he offered Orochi 8 vats of sacred sake. When the beast drank, its movements slowed, its heads collapsing one by one in drunken fury. As it slept, Susanoo struck, cutting each head until he reached the final tail, where he discovered something divine, the sword Kusanagi no Tsurugi, one of Japan's 3 imperial treasures. Orochi was not just a monster, it was chaos subdued, the darkness from which divine order was born. The Qilin, herald of peace. Where other legends speak of terror and punishment, the Qilin represents harmony. In Chinese mythology, it appears not as a beast of war, but as a divine messenger, a symbol that heaven is watching. Often described as a hybrid of dragon, deer, ox, and horse, the Qilin's body burns with gentle flames that never harm the pure of heart. Ancient texts say it walks upon clouds, its hooves never touching the ground, appearing only when a wise ruler or a great sage is born. To see it was considered a blessing, a sign that justice and virtue ruled the land. Yet even in its serenity, the Qilin carries power. Legends say its cry could shake the heavens, and its wrath could end dynasties. In a world filled with monsters of chaos, the Qilin stood apart, proof that divinity can inspire as deeply as it can terrify. Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. In the high plateaus of ancient Mesoamerica, the sky god took the form of a serpent, not one of evil, but of wisdom. Quetzalcoatl, whose name means feathered serpent, was worshipped by the Toltecs and later the Aztecs as the bringer of knowledge, wind, and creation. With feathers that shimmered like jade and scales that gleamed like obsidian, he bridged the heavens and the earth, the union of sky and soil, God and man. Myths say he descended from the stars to teach humanity art, science, and law, until betrayal forced him into exile across the sea. But prophecy promised his return, and when the Spanish arrived centuries later, many believed their ships carried him back. Quetzalcoatl embodied both enlightenment and tragedy, a reminder that even the gods of creation can be undone by human hands. The rock, wings of the endless sky. Across the deserts of Arabia and the seas of East Africa, sailors whispered of a bird so immense its wings could block out the sun. This was the rock, the giant of the skies. Described in Persian and Arabian tales, it was said to prey upon elephants, lifting them effortlessly into the air before dropping them from the clouds. To the merchants of the Silk Road, the rock symbolized the terrifying vastness of the unknown world, proof that even the heavens could harbor predators. Marco Polo wrote of its colossal feathers, each large enough to serve as a tent for a man, and sailors claimed its talons could crush ships. But beyond the fear, the rock embodied wonder, a living echo of humanity's ancient obsession with what lies beyond the horizon, and the creatures that might rule it. Leviathan, the serpent of the deep. Beneath the black waters of the ancient sea lies a creature older than memory. Leviathan, the serpent of the deep. In the Hebrew scriptures, it is described as a monstrous sea dragon, a living embodiment of chaos itself. No sword can pierce its hide, wrote the book of Job. When it rises, the mighty are afraid. To early theologians, Leviathan was more than a monster. It was the enemy of divine order, a remnant of the primordial void before creation. Some claimed God forged it only to destroy it at the end of days, restoring balance to the cosmos. In later writings, Leviathan's image merged with that of great sea creatures across cultures, a warning that no matter how far mankind sails, the ocean will always hide something vaster, older, and beyond control. Bahamut, the pillar of the world. In the depths beneath all oceans, beneath even the roots of the earth rests Bahamut, the giant fish that upholds existence itself. In Islamic cosmology, Bahamut is said to bear the bull Kujata upon its back, who in turn supports a mountain of sapphire that holds the angels, the heavens, and the throne of God. Its body is beyond comprehension. Its size rise beyond measure. Some accounts say the light of its eyes is what gives the sea its color, and its breath stirs the tides. Unlike the raging Leviathan, Bahamut is not chaos. It is foundation, the calm beneath creation. It does not devour or destroy, but simply is, an eternal reminder that even in the endless void, order must rest upon something unfathomable. Where humanity fears monsters in the dark, Bahamut endures as the quiet strength that keeps the world from falling into it.